Hi, we're going to be factoring with quadratics. This is when the a value is 1. So here's our quadratic, a squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Remember, we're trying to find our factors, so we always set the quadratic equal to 0. This is our standard form. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we set it equal to 0 to find our factors. In this video, we're only going to deal with the quadratics when a is 1. For example, you'll see in the first and the third quadratic, the a value is 1. We will go over the asterisk method when the a value is more than 1. Okay, so let's try this. So we need to first find our a, our b, and our c. So on this one, our a is 1, our b is 8, and it's a positive 8, and our c is negative 20. So we call this the x method. We just draw a big X. The products of a and c. Well, if you do a times c, you'll get negative 20. The b value goes on the bottom, so it's a positive 8. Remember, the whole goal here is to find our two binomials, which we call our factors. Our two binomials get multiplied together to give us our quadratic. So now, all we have to do is find our missing side pieces. So over here in our table, we will practice finding the factors of negative 20 that add together to give us a positive 8. Now remember, to get a negative 20, one of the numbers is going to have to be positive, one of them has to be negative because we're multiplying together. So let's go over our factors of 20. 1 and 20. We can have 2 and 10. And 4 and 5. Well, which one of these factors could get us to a positive 8? Well, we know 2 and 10 could get us to a positive 8. So let's try those. Well, we want a positive 8, so that 10 is going to have to be our positive number. And the 2 will be negative. So there's our two factors that we're going to use. So negative 2 and positive 10. Well, we are actually now done. We now know, because a value is 1, we now know what our factors are. Since the a value was 1, that's the coefficient in front of our x. So it's 1x. Negative 2 is our first one, so that's the second term in our first binomial. So x minus 2. So now let's go to our second binomial. Once again, the a value is 1, so it's 1x. And the second term is a positive 10. Done. So now we have our two binomials that get multiplied together to give us our quadratic. Let's try another one. Once again, the first step, find that a, b, and c. A is 1, b is a positive 7, and c is a positive 12. So we know our top number, we multiply the a and the c, so that gives us 12. And the bottom number is the b value. So we'll write in a 7. So let's go over to our table. We need to find factors to give us a positive 12 and that add together to give us a positive 7. Well, since it's a positive 12, the factors have to both be positive or both be negative. Since we're adding them to get a positive 7, we know that these will both be positive. So let's find our factors of 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So which one of these will give us a positive 7? Well, we can pretty much figure that out, that it will be the 3 and the 4. So a positive 3 and a positive 4. Let's write those in. So a positive 3 and a positive 4. We now can write our binomials. Take that 3 and plug it in for that second term. So it's x plus 3 for our first binomial, and x plus 4 for our second binomial. These are our two factors for our quadratic. Let's try one more. Here's our last one. Once again, you need your A, your B, and your C. So 1, positive 6, negative 27. So A times C, let's put that in the top, negative 27. In the bottom is your B, so it's your 6. Let's go to our table. Let's find our factors of negative 27. Remember when we're writing these down, to get to a negative 27, our factors must be a positive and a negative. It's the only way for us to get a negative 27. And then when we combine them, we're going to get to a positive 6. So let's try those factors. 1 and 27, 3 and 9. So if those are some of our factors, how do we get to a positive 6? Well, 1 and 27 is not going to give it to us. 9 and 3. Well, 9 and 3 will get us to a positive 6 if we have a positive 9 and a negative 3. So those will be our factors. Positive 9, negative 3. So once again, put in your x, the second term is positive 9. Go to your second binomial, put in your x, and your second term is negative 3. You are done. You've now factored your quadratics to find your binomials. Have a great day.